Ultimate Fighting Championship. Our special guest today is a man who, without his actions in and out of the octagon, none of us would be enjoying mixed martial arts as it is. None of us would be enjoying the UFC as it is today. So take a look at my special guest. He is the one, the only, and I'm sorry, I know he's the people's champion, but to me, he will always be the Huntington Beach bad boy, Tito Ortiz!
People want to see the bad guy, and I was the bad guy all the time.
You're not the world better, Tito Ortiz. Get used to it.
I thought in my mind, why be so negative about things now? Let's change it to the people's champ. Because I'm here fighting for the people. I've made my money. I've won my world titles. Now I want to show each and every person in the world that you can achieve anything in life.
The fans responded. And when Tito faced off with heavily favored Ryan Bader last July, they were squarely in his corner.
Welcome, the Huntington Beach bad boy, the people's champ, Tito Ortiz! What's up, Stockholm? I didn't even know that was the feature on the changing to the people's champ. That was very good. You think I wrote that or something? Yeah, did a good job. But I can't do it. I said it. I did say it on the air, people's champ, but it was difficult because you're in my heart as the Huntington Beach bad boy. We all gotta grow up. Right? Yes, we do. But you earned that. You worked hard to get that moniker, though.
People still know what I do best.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So you look good. You look healthy. You look happy.
Getting ready for the UFC 148 in Vegas, MGM Grand,
July 7th.
Maybe my last one.
Yeah, you and Forrest doing it again.
Yes.
Why Forrest Griffin? Why was that so interesting?
Because the first fight we had, it was close. I won a split decision. Second fight, I thought I won the first 2 rounds and ended up giving him the fight. So, he's a big name. People want to see the third fight. So let's crush Forrest's face the third and last time.
There you go. Well, you're used to seeing opponents more than once. I mean, you've kind of had a career of trilogies, haven't you?
A lot of them, actually.
I remember the olden days when you sent a message to the Lions Den. I still can visualize Ken trying to jump over the cage that night. And so can you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I was scared for you. You weren't scared. I was scared for you.
He had his opportunity 3 times. I shut him up.
And you know what? The Ultimate Fighter, that was one of the best things. Having you guys do that.
Yeah, Ultimate Fighter was good. People got to see the coaching ideas that I've had. Of course, anybody knows, before I was going to be a fighter, I was going to be a wrestling coach, school teacher, and I wanted to help out with kids. Working with the youths was my main goal in life, I thought. But instead of working with 40 kids in a wrestling room, I was able to work with hundreds of thousands of kids across the world of showing what hard work and dedication can achieve. And I've been doing it since.
So is that maybe your future, is working in the coaching profession? I know you want to stay around it.
I would love to stay around the UFC. I guess those questions got to be answered by Dana Lorenzo. I don't know, build the next Tito Ortizes, build the next superstars. I think I could help them do that. I see a lot of fighters that don't want to do PR, they don't want to do this. Why not? Yeah. Give every one of these fans the understanding of who you are and what you do and why you do it. Get in the cage and fight. And, yeah, it's fun to do that. People want to know what type of person you are. So they have some type of association to associate to. And I've done that same thing. I was a kid growing up when my parents had a drug problem and living in motels, living in cars. I wasn't supposed to achieve anything in life. I showed with hard work and dedication that you can't achieve anything. Through my UFC career, I've gone through some major surgeries. I have an L4-5S1 in my lower back fused. Fighting a year after, having C6, C7 in my neck fused. Fighting 6 months after. Athletes don't come back. Athletes don't come back after stuff like that. I'm very thankful. I'm a great doctor in Las Vegas, Dr. Bloom Smith, who did the surgery. But I think there's either God looking over me or an angel looking over me. But I didn't think I was going to be destined to the things I've been achieving. But you know, I just want to be an inspiration to a lot of people's lives, knowing that no matter what challenges you got through life, so you can't achieve anything. Just keep your mind straight. And don't step on anybody to get ahead, and work really, really hard. And that's what I do.
I think you've already done all of that. Or
I got a lot more to do. I'm still young. I got a lot more to do.
How old are you now?
37. Just turned 37 in January.
Actually, you're
no,
you were about 13
you were about
13 when I started calling your fights.
Right? UFC 13.
UFC 13. You actually beat me because I came on in Ultimate Japan. UFC 15.
It was actually Joe Rogan. He interviewed me after.
He had hair then.
Yeah, he actually did have hair then, and he wasn't as big as he is now.
No, he was. He was a true welterweight. Then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Standing here next to this guy, he was 205, but he was the first master understanding the way to cut weight properly. And the way to come in and be bigger than your opponent. I used to remember that in the old days. That you would come in, you'd be the same size. Yeah, well, no, just smarter. You did it smart, but you were big and powerful. But that was your game. Your game was to beat them up and brawl and do whatever you had to do to win the game.
It's ferocity, as they say. I come in and overwhelm people. It was funny because when me and Jennifer's hooked up, she was like, "You don't have any cuts on your face." I'm like, I don't get hit. I'm always the person on top dominating. So.
But there's some cuts under there.
Yeah.
No. My elbows hurt.
Right? No, my elbows do hurt. Actually, they still do hurt.
Absolutely. Hey, this is all about you guys, so don't be shy. We've got microphones on each side. Come on up, ask any questions you want.
Any questions, all
the
questions.
people's champ.
I guarantee you I can answer them.
Yeah, he usually will have good answers too, so don't be shy. This gentleman's going to get us started. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, I would like to know, looking back on all of your fights, which one is your most favorite, and which one do you think is the most important in terms of your legacy?
You know, I have two of them. My number one was actually beating Vanderlei Silva for the middleweight title, which is light heavyweight title now. After only a year and a half of competition, I became the world champion, and I dominated against one of the brightest middleweights, which is light heavyweights now, in the world at the time. But I think, God, I can say three of them now. When I fought Vitor Belfort, and he broke my nose in the first minute and 30 seconds of the fight, and I ended up pulling a decision out of the fight. And he said, "Mountains don't make champions." Well, that night I showed him that being up in Big Bear in the altitude, it makes champions. But I think the third and last fight was against Ryan Bader. Everybody counted me out. Everybody said, "You're not going to be able to do it. You guarantee you're not going to be able to do it." And there was my family and my friends going, "Tito, you're going to crush this kid. You're going to crush him." And I wasn't there to prove anybody wrong. I was there to prove everybody right, to knowing that I ain't going anywhere. I was here to still fight, and I'm fighting the best guys at the top of their game. I'm not getting dominated. I'm not getting knocked out unconscious. And I wear my heart on my sleeve when I come out and fight. When I won that fight, there's no energy like that that I've ever felt in any of my fights, even winning the world title. But at the same time, you know, that next day when I woke up in the morning, I am human. I woke up and I sat there in bed and I cried for a little bit. Just a cry of joy, knowing that I was thankful. God gave me some gifts, and I've gone through back surgery, neck surgery, knee surgery, and I'm able to compete against young kids who are up-and-comers. And I'm still a force to be reckoned with. And people respect that, you know, and I see a lot of people who follow me on Twitter and on Facebook, of course. They said, "You're a legend, you're a legend. You know, you're an icon of the sport." And that has always been my goal in this career of UFC, is trying to build this as one of the most worldwide known sports around. And I think Daniel and Lorenzo are making that happen for us fighters to showcase for every one of you fans. I mean, it's awesome being here in Stockholm and Sweden and just showing the respect and the passion that fans have for us fighters. And it's just very nice, very welcome thing to have.
Thank you, Tito. Thank you for the answer and all the fights. You still got it, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you
very much. Thank you. You know, to be here in Stockholm is pretty amazing when you consider some of the cities we're fighting at Casino Magic in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, and outside of Shreveport, Louisiana. I mean, we were in Logan and I laugh all the time. We went to some bad places.
Some places, you know, in Louisiana, I think there was only 1,500 people in the audience.
And we gave out most of those tickets.
And they gave out all most of the tickets, and all of a sudden, like right in the middle of the event, "All right, all you guys are sitting way up there. You guys can come sit down here." And I was like, I think I've never seen that before.
I think we said, "Please, this look better on TV."
Yeah, right.
You know? But that's the thing. That's like I said when Tito came out. This is the man who helped to bring us to where we are today. Because without people like Tito Ortiz the Fertittas wouldn't have bought the UFC without you, without Chuck, without Randy Couture. Obviously, Vitor Belfort dropped at that time as well. And now to see it blow up in that way, it has to give you a lot of great feelings to know that you really were part of building the foundation of what the UFC is today.
And that's what I mean. What I really try to do is try to educate the fans, you know, in layman terms, so they understood where us fighters are coming from. You see a lot of boxers and they're guys who come off the street and they're just thugs and they just want to fight. Oh no. And UFC, I mean, every one of the guys, almost every one of the guys, they come from a college degree. I mean, we want to be teachers, we want to be, you know, something more than just fighters, but just this fighting thing just came about is being very competitive. It's about competing against a better man, another man, seeing who the better fighter is that night. And I've always been challenging myself, and I've been challenging myself over 15 years now. And I'm still fighting here. I've never fought anywhere else. I never had an amateur career. I fought in UFC as an amateur, UFC 13. I fought strictly for free because I didn't want to lose my scholarship for wrestling when I was in college. And I guess it's the love for the sport. But as years go on, you understand it's a business, and I took it as a business, and you know, I'm a businessman. I understand with hard work and dedication, you can achieve anything.
You dress well.
Thank you. I watch you dressing, so I make sure I overdress you today.
Thank you. And don't forget BJ Penn, a couple of the guys who helped the foundation now. Question up there. Go ahead, sir.
You fight against, we will fight against Forrest. When is that fight going to happen?
July 7th, the MGM Grand.
Yeah, will this be your last fight or?
Yes. It'll be my last one. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, you guys gotta understand, there's something that, one thing that none of us, and I guarantee you none of us will ever be able to beat. It's called Father Time. As we get older, I've gone through some major surgeries, and I was supposed to compete. I got 3 boys I got to take care of. Financially, they don't have to worry about anywhere for college. I made their future bright and financially stable through fighting. It's time for me to move on. I think it's time for me to move on to something maybe different. There's just so many avenues of things I would love to attack. But these young guys that are coming up, I mean, Stufferson, this kid's a stud. Johnny Bones Jones. I mean, these are young kids who are 22, 23, 24 years old.
About 24.
Yeah, I'm not that young kid anymore. I gotta read the facts. I believe in the facts. And you know, I don't want to hurt myself. You know, I don't want to be that guy going there and getting knocked out. I ain't that type of guy. I'm very competitive, and my body starts kind of, you know, breaking down a little easier than normal. Maybe it's time for me to walk away. 15 years. I don't think there's another fighter in the world that has been fighting in the UFC for 15 years and being consecutive fighting as I have. And I have some good records that I have achieved, you know, longest reigning light heavyweight champion. I've done many things. So I think it's time for this new breed to come up. And if I can help out, you know, Johnny Bones Jones calls me here and there and just asks me little small things. And I try to, you know, lend a helping hand. I want to see fighters be successful. I ain't here to hate on anyone. I want to see them be as successful as me. They got to understand with hard work and dedication, that stuff can't happen. And it's time for me. I think it's time for me. I want to attack something a little different. You know, I think some theatrical stuff and some acting possibly. You know, I seen Brock in the WWE. I don't know. Maybe I like to stir up all kinds of stuff. So I know Dana read that and was like, "Damn it, Tito, what are you doing?"
I was funny because George St. Pierre this morning was talking about being old and he's 30. And I'm getting old. Like, 30, dude? Seriously.
I've been in this game for 15 years, and I was one of the guys that every single day in practice, I try to kill myself. That way, so when I fight, I've already put myself in a situation already. So with the hard work and dedication, like I say, it's coming to a point, and I don't want to overstay my welcome.
We just love to see you fight, so.
Yeah. You'll get one more, but you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, Lorenzo's pockets are really, really deep. And
July 7th, only on
Screw it, I'll pay you, man.
Thank you.
I'll give you 20 crowns, so that's it.
I think that's like $2.
Actually, it's $3.
$3, you're right, yeah, I know. I figured that out at Subway the other day. All right, next question over here.
Yeah, I have a question. Even though all your injuries, how did you manage to get back? What was your strongest motivation to return?
My fans. My fans and my family. I mean, since day one, I've been intrigued by the fans of giving the support they have. Either the people who hate me or the people who love me. But everybody always talked about me because I always did something different. And when I would get out of surgery, I mean, the worst surgery I had was I had my lower back fusion, L4-5S1 fused. For the first 3 months, I was talking to myself, what the hell did I do to myself? mean, I'd come out of bed with tears in my eyes and pain. I'm just like, I didn't think I was going to come back and fight again. But then that third month, like week by week, it just got better and better and better. And I was like, all right, I got to start thinking more positive on things. And I said, what made me get through that stuff was the fans, the people who got on Twitter or on my Facebook or going to punishment.com, going, Tito, man, you can do this, you can get through this. Just show us how strong you are. I think that's being an inspiration in people's life, knowing that you can get through these major surgeries just as long as you keep your head on your shoulders and stay positive about things. And when you start believing that you can't do it, you'll never do it. When you start believing you can do it, the sky's the limit.
Thanks so much.
He was an inspiration to me too. About a week before my back surgery last August, same surgeon, Dr. William Smith, said, "What am I in for?" He goes, "Oh, this is going to be the worst experience of your life, Goldie. Your life is going to suck. You're going to be in so much pain. You're not going to be able to walk." I'm like, "Dude, this is supposed to be a pep talk. This is a great decision, Goldie. You're going to feel better." So I told Dr. Smith that. He's like, "Tito, from what I heard, you had your surgery, and about 2 days later, they caught you running on a treadmill."
No.
That's what I heard. Allegedly.
No.
All right, walking briskly.
I walking up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
Actually almost fell.
He scared the living heck out of me. Like, yeah, I was walking in there like this.
The worst.
Yes, you did.
Yes, it happened.
And it did indeed. Thank you, because I was definitely scared. Next question over here.
Hi, Tito. I have a two-part question for you. First of all, if you will retire, which I don't hope, which matchup would you do for a comeback like Randy did against which fighter? And also, if you retire, do you think you will have a similar offer as Chuck Liddell did to manage the company with some big jobs? And would you take it?
I was going to share an office with Dana.
That'd be wonderful. I still got to build that bridge still. That last question, that's a question I guess Dana and Lorenzo can answer.
Would you do it?
I would do it. I would love to do it.
Is the beef gone?
Yeah, I think so. And I know he thinks so. But I still got to build that bridge. I said a lot of things that I did on complete emotions. I'm a very emotional man. But at the same time, I look at it as, what would be the next step? Something that keeps my interest. Something that I'm going to love to do. Fighting, I've been loving it for so long. Kind of get burned out a little bit of it. Going in the gym 6 days a week, 6 to 8 hours a day. That grind, I got 3 little boys, and I don't want to miss them growing up. I'm in camp for 3 months, 3 times a year. That's 9 months out of the year that I'm not home. And I love my kids. I want to make sure that my kids have a father there for them. Like I never had a father. And I think if I get a job with the UFC, it would be awesome. But something I'm going to do, I guarantee you it's going to be a part of UFC or a part of mixed martial arts, and the fans still want me to see here. I mean, either that is kind of teaching other fighters coming up of making a brand of themselves, being excited for the fans, not just in the octagon, but outside the octagon. And, of course, I'm a huge supporter of our troops in the United States, and I try to make it over to Iraq. And thank God the war's almost over, so now we ain't got to do that anymore.
And the first question, who would you fight if you return?
If I fought, I haven't got past the first F. I don't think I've ever. It's just right now I'm thinking about just Forrest Griffin. July 7th. If I came back, I think Danny get pissed if I said the guy's name, but you guys probably know the guy's name. But he won't come out of retirement either. But
make him.
I can't make anybody do anything.
Yeah, you can call him a bitch.
No, that's the old bad boy image. Come on.
That's the Huntington Beach bad boy. We're now dealing with people's
I've grown up. I'm a man now. I'm not that punk little kid that's trying to sell paper anymore. I don't need to do that. My name's
I'll call him a bitch.
I'm not standing next to him either. No, he's one of the greatest light heavyweight champs himself in his own right. And, me and him were buddies. And, he sold out, and it's cool. It is what it is. I feel more than that.
Thank you, Tito.
Cheers. Thank you.
It took a lot longer to mention his name than I thought it would.
I never missed it.
Because every time I do a Q&A with him, it doesn't take long to mention your name. It's interesting how I see you guys in like a Rocky Apollo Creed moment, just in a gym, just locked away one day, and just settle the score on.
Should I ring the bell?
Yeah. Ding, ding. Let's go. Ding, ding. Exactly. Next question over here, please.
Yeah. Hey, Tito. I'm wondering what your 3 favorite submissions are.
3 favorite submissions. Triangle, guillotine, and probably a hook. I do pretty good hooks. But I mean, like I say, people understand, Tito, once you submit more people you fight, I want to brutalize someone under the cage. I don't want to get a submission. The guy goes, damn, he got lucky. Caught me in that submission. I want to pound the guy through, ground and pound, elbows, and just try to end their careers. That's what I try to do. I'm not a guy to be a fancy submission artist. I'm in there to put on a show for each and one of you guys. You guys pay big dollars for the front row tickets and for the pay-per-view, and I want to make sure that you guys are getting the full 15 minutes of a fight out of it. That's what I try to do.
And a follow-up question to that. How close was the triangle on the H.E.A.T?
It was so close, I heard him gargle.
Oh, okay.
I heard him go, and he says, actually, I popped his arm too. He's tough, man. I made a little mistake in training. I don't ever make these mistakes again. I switched from triangle to iron bar, which I should have just kept to the triangle. And you learn from the mistakes. And he went on to win the world title. So it looks like I'm not losing to guys who are chumps, huh?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You know, and you talked about it earlier, Tito. You look at the list of guys you fought during your downtime, you know, when you were a couple of years without a win. Though. There was not, I mean, they were all current or future or past champions at one weight or another. I mean, you were going through a who's who's list. Then comes Ryan Bader, who, you know, had lost to the champion John Jones. He's looking for a little redemption, and you take care of him. Then you fight the guy who's fighting for the title a week from tomorrow, Rashad Evans. I mean,
it was never
always up here. Always up.
I think I had one easy fight, and that was
UFC 13.
UFC 13.
Yeah.
And from that point out on, it was like I had a mark on my head.
Yeah.
I want to fight that guy. And all of a sudden, I watch on everyone's pay-per-view. He's like, I want to fight Tito Ortiz. I want to fight Tito Ortiz. Like, who the hell is that guy? I guess it's a respect value, I guess.
Absolutely. It's one of the reasons why you're standing where you are today, right? Next question over here, please.
Hey, Tito. I got 2 questions for you. First off, I've been following you on Twitter. I see that you're enjoying Stockholm. And I also see that you got 2 tickets left for the event for tomorrow. So how can I get my hands on those tickets? That's a legit question, right?
That's a really good question. You know what? You're the first person that actually has asked me that question, so you get the 2 tickets.
And he doesn't even have to go to will call. How good is that?
You gotta make sure you Twitter about it. See, there's a man who's been following me on Twitter and watches what I do and what I say.
You do your homework, you do your research, you
There you go, bam. What's your name, man?
Thomas.
Thomas. Congratulations, Thomas. Hope you enjoy the fights tomorrow.
Thanks.
Right on.
I have another question, though.
Yep. Okay, now you're asking a little too much. No,
Yeah, no, why not?
Go ahead.
I'm actually thinking about, you fought Rashad Evans twice, right?
Yep.
And he's going to fight for the championship now in a couple of weeks' time. What'd you take on that fight?
I don't think he'll make it out of the 3rd round against John Jones. I really don't. John Jones is a different species. I mean, not inhuman, just fighter in general. Long, 6'5", reach 86 inches, I believe.
84 and a half.
84 and a half.
Shot 74.
Last
time I checked, that's a foot.
He's a college wrestler. He got great takedown defense. His Muay Thai is ridiculous. I'm not sure about his strength. But, you know, when I fought Rashad, he was strong. The first time I fought him, he was weak. The second time, he put in 14-week camp. It showed. I almost caught him in the guillotine after only 10 days of training. But it's behind me now. It's okay. But I hate losing. That's just me. And I think John Jones will pick him apart. I really do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Next question. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Tito. My name is Emil. I'm a fighter too, trying to be. So I was wondering, you said you were trying to kill yourself with training every day. And do you take us through a week of training in like before your next fight, for example?
Well, you know, the first 10 years I was trying to kill myself. But then I started talking to Randy Couture. He's like, you gotta do less, but quality and quantity. And as my body started tearing down, you know, I got ACL replacement, you know, L45S1 fused, C6, C7 fused, and I realized putting in the right type of training is really, really smart. Just go through a training session that I would usually do. I mean, I get up around 12 o'clock in the afternoon, go on about a 4-mile run, come back, have a small meal, go back and we do our Muay Thai and boxing for about 2 hours. You know, we probably try to put in about 8 rounds, 8 5-minute rounds, a 30-second rest. come back, have another small meal, go back and do our wrestling and jiu-jitsu for about 2.5 hours. We do 5-minute rounds with 30-second rest. And at that, I'm doing this in altitude. I'm doing 7,500 feet of altitude, which is almost 2 miles. It's hard. It's very challenging, but it's what I put in my body. You know, my body's a machine, and I want to fine-tune that oil machine. And it's what you put into it is what you get out of it. But you know, I take it day by day. I don't think about, oh, it's Monday today, and I got until Saturday. No. I just think about Monday. Monday's done. Cool. Tomorrow's Tuesday. I want to push myself harder that day. And each day, just take it day by day. You know, don't overwhelm yourself by thinking about the whole 3-month camp. I try to just take it day by day.
Thank you.
Hold on. That and watch a lot of videos.
Yeah.
Visualization is huge for me. I learned that in college. Visualize and you can achieve anything. I mean, before the fight even starts, I put myself walking out, put inside the cage, step in front of the guy, first punch thrown, all the way to my hand getting raised. Every one of my fights, because I visualize. Visualization is a very, very big thing.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Thank you. Good luck. Good luck. Next one over here. Now we got it rolling.
Hey Tito, hi Goldie.
How are you, buddy?
Great. First of all, I would like to say it's awesome that you're here. I would like to say it's awesome that UFC has come to Sweden. As for my question, I would like to know, would you like to see your kids growing up fighting or, you know, going to college and university and doing other stuff?
Well, this is my goal. This is the deal that I have between my son. I have a son who's 9 years old, and I have 2 twins who are 3. The 9-year-old, Jacob, he actually is in wrestling already. He won a state title in Arizona last year, and he comes to my gym and trains with me. I get to see him, you know, 2-3 times a month. And he's, Dad, I want to be a UFC fighter. I go, Jacob, what's our deal? I know. I got to get my master's degree first. Exactly. I work so hard for my family that I'm able to afford to go to any college that he wants to go to. He wants to go to Harvard, he wants to go to Stanford, wherever he wants to go, I'm going to do it for him. But hopefully by the time he gets his master's degree, he's about 24 years old, and he's like, damn, I'm too damn smart to be a fighter now. So maybe he'll be an attorney or management, you never know. I've worked really, really hard in this game, and it's very physically and emotionally tormenting. It's torture. It's like a legal way of torture that we get paid for. But it's fun.
Thanks, Tito.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Next one over here. Go ahead.
Hello, Tito. So do you think that Ken Shamrock deserved to be in the cage with you 3 times? And also, is it true that your second fight saved the UFC from bankruptcy?
I don't know about saving him from bankruptcy. No. It's kind of different when you have more money than God to go bankrupt.
Were we Zuffa when you fought him the second time?
Just a rumor.
When I fought the second time? No. Actually,
still SEG?
I was still SEG.
So you might have.
My 4th fight is in 2001 is when they first bought the company. I've been fighting since 97.
Yeah, so your Ken fights were under the Zuffa.
My Ken's fights were under Zuffa. And the first fight, yes, I think it was mandatory that me and him fought. We had some bad blood against each other. We did the Ultimate Fighter, and he couldn't keep his mouth shut. And I was trying to be the more respectful man, and I told him, let's be coaches, and let's let the best man win, best coach win. And I crushed him 9-3. Then he just thought he would get under my skin, and I don't think there's another person in this world that's easier to push a button and watch him turn redder and redder and redder and redder. It was like he was going to explode. After that fight, I stopped him. I think it was in 134 in the first round. The third fight should have never happened. But Dana said it's going to be on free TV. Fans didn't have to pay for it. Hell with it. Let's do it. And,
did you squash the beef?
Yeah, you know, I think I did.
3 times.
Yeah, 3 times I squashed the beef. No, it's mental warfare. You're competing against another man, and you guys gotta understand, the bad image that I had, it was never against any of the fans. It was against the guy who I was fighting. I was trying to get into his brain and manipulate and just psychologist. I mean, I went to college, I took psychology 101. You can compare his brain, and if you could beat him mentally before the fight even starts, half the battle's already won. And that's all I did. I was just trying to manipulate guys. I was trying to get them saying stuff, and everything I said was the truth. You know, I talked to Chael Sonnen when we first started with Anderson Silva, and I said, if you speak the truth, it'll speak louder than any other word.
So it's your fault?
No, it's not my fault.
So you created that animal.
No,
so it's your fault.
He had it.
I know it. Well, obviously he had it in him.
No, he does it great.
He does it better than great.
Don't back off on it. Keep it up. And he's like,
but it's your fault. So we are all in bulletproof vehicles.
Yeah,
because
people know who Chelsea's right? He's a great fighter.
Yes, they do.
He's a great fighter.
So the interesting thing is you talk about Ken. Ken did that though. Ken was very good in his day in mental warfare as well.
Yes.
So you were the young breed of a Ken Shamrock. I know you'll say
I just got to push his buttons, like I said.
But that was his MO too.
Yeah.
Because they used to talk about the Lion's Den in the olden days and how he would have
the
everybody.
The fans want something to drink, something to stick on. It's like, wow, did he really just say that? Yeah, it's a talk game, but talk is cheap unless you can back it up. You know? And I backed it up many times. You know, being the world champion in light heavy division, defending as many times as I did, I was able to talk smack, and I was able to back it up. You know, there's fans and fighters who didn't like it because of it, but too bad they're not me.
But I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun along the way. We could just have Rampage and Rashad talk for the next 3 years. They don't have to fight again.
Yeah, right.
That was some of the best back,
especially Rampage. You don't understand, Rampage was part of team punishment.
Yeah.
Me and him would be in Big Bear in camp, and we would just demoralize each other. And team punishment, it wasn't because we're training. It was mental team punishment. I mean, we would just bag on each other so much. I mean, Rico Rodriguez, who was a heavyweight champ back in the day, he actually left him out. He couldn't handle it. We would manipulate and pick him apart so much. He was like, fuck you guys, man, I'm going home. He ended up coming back like a week later, but it's one of those things. In a fight, you got to be mentally strong. And it's just one of those things, man. You got to learn. It's not just a fight, it's mental. Your brain's very, very strong, and if you're able to capacitate those things and suck them in and just get past it, it makes you that much stronger.
And also, Mike, go Bruins.
Go Bruins. I don't know. Seriously. Let me think of this. The other 15 teams in the playoffs I like better than the Bruins. Yeah, all of those. No, I think the Stanley Cup is going to be the New York Rangers and the San Jose Sharks. That's my pick right there. So, if anybody doesn't like it, you got Henrik Lundqvist, one of the best goalies in the NHL, obviously, right? Monty Niemi for the Sharks. Great matchup. The Bruins will not repeat this year, even though Tim Thomas is a fine American. Next question over here.
Hello, Tito and...
Mark, you call me Joe. No. Call me Buff. Whatever, it's cool. I don't know your name either, so we're good. We're good.
We're even. No, I'm sorry. But welcome to Stockholm, and I have two questions. One, the pressure you feel when you say it is your last fight. Is it like, is it more, or is it relieving to say it is your last fight, or is it more pressure because you want to finish in a good way?
It's not a good feeling knowing that's my last fight. I mean, I wish I could fight until I'm 80 years old. I think the fans would love to watch me fight until I'm 80 years old, but as I get older, I haven't really thought about it that much. I just been thinking about, Cam, getting ready for this fight, and when the fight's said and done, I get my hand raised, my decision will be made, but right now my decision is, I want to do other things. I want to do something else that I'm still in love with, something that I have a passion for. And fighting has been my lifestyle. It hasn't just been a job. It's been a lifestyle to me. I mean, I gotta understand, I get up every day when I walk out of my house, I gotta put a smile on. Fans come up to Tito, can I take a picture with you? Yeah, of course. I'm there for the fans, I always do it. The only time I don't do things like that is with my kids. With my kids, like my children, please let me have my time. But to me, this is my life. Ultimate Fighting Championship is my life. That's why I never fought anywhere else. I've always understood I wanted to make my name here. I wanted to make my name a household name. I wanted to be an icon of the sport. I look at other sports in boxing, they had Muhammad Ali. Professional wrestling had Hulk Hogan. UFC has Tito Ortiz.
Correct. Good. What's your name?
H.E.A.T. Ali.
H.E.A.T. Ali. Nice to meet you, buddy. Nice to meet you. Thank you. Can you imagine you're walking at 80 years old, though? Me and Rogan would be like out of breath.
Hopefully by then,
Tito's coming into the octagon. You'd be jumping like this instead of like you usually do.
Hopefully by then I'll be watching on pay-per-view on my own private island.
There you go. Very nice. That's my nice. I might be sitting right next to you.
Yeah, right.
There you go. Next question over here. Go ahead, sir.
Why, hello, Tito. Why, hello, Michael Goldberg.
Hello.
Let me just start off by saying, I hope you fuck Forrest Griffin up, because I hate him, and I love you. Now, to my questions. You make fine t-shirts, as you see I'm wearing one right now. What made you create Punishment Athletics and get into clothing line?
Well, of course, being in Orange County, California, t-shirt brands are made all over. A fan came up to me at UFC 19. I think at UFC 19. And it was a little kid. He's like, Tito, you got a shirt with your name on it, and so I could sign, I could have memorabilia? I was like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. I went back home, my brother Marty was like, man, the punishment, that guy was sick. What? Man, you punished that guy. What if I put punishment on a shirt? Put TitoOrtiz.com on the shirt. I can make something out of it. $500 I invested in turned to $1,000, turned to $2,000, turned to $4,000, 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand, and now it's a multi-million-dollar company. But it's been strictly all my stuff. I approve everything. I come up with the designs. I mean, I have about 90% of everything that goes into the brand, and I don't want my stuff to fall apart. It's not stuff, as you say, you wash it once and all of a sudden it falls apart. The designs go away. I mean, I can't count how many times I've gone to companies and returned stuff and going, I don't want this. It's not good. You guys need to make it better. And it's stuff, like I say, I wear suits and I wear punishment. That's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I had some punishment gear way back in the day. Then I got
I owe you a box, right?
You do owe me a box,
I
yeah.
owe you a box.
Yeah, because Bubba tricked me. I never said that about you. I love it. Next question over. He got mad at me one time because they did this interview a long time ago. Bubba the Love Sponge, and he's crafty, and it was edited. So they asked me about it 6 or 7 times. They asked me about Tito and Chuck. And I said, Tito's going to want to take him down and beat him up. Tito is one of my favorite fighters. Tito can beat Chuck. This is going to be a great fight. And it went on and on and on. And he asked, so what if they stand up? I go, well, I don't think that's Tito's first choice, but yeah. So what you're saying is if he stands with him, he's going to get his ass knocked out. And I go, yeah, whatever. Well, then Tito was on the radio show the next day, and guess what part of the interview they played for him?
Just that part of him saying
Just to be saying that. I'm like, and she's like, dude, I'm not sending you any more punishment gear. You're cut off. So I've just been burned. Now it's rebuilt, and
I'll send you.
We're back together. Thank you. I'm an extra large, by the way. Cool. Next question over here.
I would like to know who your favorite fighter and why.
Wow. Some of the guys are just so new. I mean, this Gustafson kid, I've watched him. I watched a few of his tapes. So it might have been someone else possibly have fought. I think he's one of the next rising stars. I think, at least. He has everything. He has the length, he has the height, he has the strength, takedown defense, great striker. He's never had an opportunity to be on his back that I've seen, at least. But he's pretty vicious. So I know this is a big mark for him. If he can take out Thiago Silva, you never know. He'll be fighting for a world title. 2 guys that are 6'5" fighting each other. That'd be nice to see.
Size, age, physically, mentally, that could be a youth, absolutely. That could be a matchup that would be very intriguing.
How would you compare him to Martin Kampmann?
Way taller.
Yeah, way taller, a lot heavier. Martin Kampmann, though, I mean, he's a kid who came around also. Gosh, he's gotten so much better, so quick. It's just nice to see across the globe that there's always a great guy from that country. And those 2 guys are the biggest names here.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah, Martin Kampmann is a fun guy to watch. He's always in a great fight.
He gets better and better on the ground and submissions and stuff. It's like, wow.
He is Denmark's finest, for sure. And I mean, Thiago Alves was handed it to him. And then for him to pull off that submission in the 3rd round was sick.
That's what MMA is so great about. You never know who's going to win. Someone getting his ass kicked and all of a sudden get choked out. You're like, wow, how did that happen?
Pitbull's a little angry about going for that last takedown still. Next question over here, please.
What's up, Tito? Mike, I have 2 questions for you, Tito. The first one was, have you ever been surprised how easily you just demolished an opponent? And the second one was, have you ever been kind of scared going into a fight and not basically doubting your own capabilities to demolish that opponent?
I'm afraid in every one of my fights. If there's a fighter who says he's not afraid, he's lying. But by the time I walk into the cage, the fear's gone. You gotta understand, every time I come out to a fight, some will see it, say, man, I see it, there's tears coming down my eyes. And it's not tears of pain, it's tears of the fear leaving my body. So when I step in the cage, no more fear. It's gone. And it's just one of those things that I'm human. I have emotions. And I'm more emotional than anybody, I think, in the UFC that is. And I think that's why fans find trade to me. They find a relation of knowing that, you know, I came from nothing and I've cheated a lot and I worked super, super hard. So when I do step in the cage, there's fear there. Of course there's fear there. But I don't mistake it with doubt. I try not to doubt myself. But there's other times that I fought injured that I probably should have never fought. But I fought because I had to support my family. I fought because I didn't want to let down the fans. I didn't want to let down the UFC. People say, oh, here goes Tito with his excuses again. It's like, I'm human. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to tell you the truth of how things are. But I'm here to sell fights. When I go and I step in, injured or not, I'm going to give a fight 100%. I go out on my battle shield, man. I'm going in as a warrior. I'm a modern-day gladiator. And my goal is to entertain each and every one of you guys.
And that was just the first one. I've ever been surprised how easily you just ripped through someone.
Yeah, the late Evan Tanner, when I fought him, I was up to Big Bear for the first time in my career. And I was up there for 8 weeks, which was hell. Had our own cooked, and had no salt, no junk food. I ate very, very clean. And I trained my butt off. I remember just running 4 miles. And training at altitude was nothing like it. And I remember picking him up and slamming him, and him feeling so weak that it was over. I like surprised myself. It was like, what do I do with all this energy now? I just trained for 8 weeks in camp, and it lasted 30 seconds. Yes, you do get surprised by how easy it was. I mean, when I picked apart Ken Shamrock, I was afraid. I was like, man, it's the world's most dangerous man. I made him look like a girl. It was just like, does this really get this easy? But there's a lot of fights that are tough and challenging. You know, I fought Vitor Belfort. He broke my nose in the first minute and a half. And I remember finally getting the takedown and being on top of him and just watching blood just drop on his face. I was like, oh shit, I'm cut. So I just started throwing elbows. Hopefully the referee would pull me off him. He pulled me off, pulled me in the corner, and my trainer at the time, Saul Sleece, looked at me and goes, ah, you're all right. I forget one of the guys who was in my corner, and he actually looked at me. He's like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Shut up." It was actually Rico Rodriguez. He was like, "Holy shit!" I can see Rico. Yeah, he was like, "Saul, shut up." You're a mess, dude. Yeah. But I mean, pulling off small things like that, knowing that you're able to get through those things, it just shows how strong your mind can really be. I mean, it's all said and done. There's the easy ones and the hard ones, but the hardest thing is training. Fights are fun. Fights are easy. People say, do you feel pain during the fights? Nah, it's all dull pain. The training was hard. If you prepare yourself the right way in training, fights should be easy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Go ahead. We've got time for a couple more.
First of all, Mike, I want to say that you and Joe partnership is the best in commentating in sports.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes,
That's nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. We have a lot of fun.
You know, I got to meet you yesterday. Absolute honor meeting UFC royalty. One of my most favorite moments was UFC 40 press conference. You and Ken Shamrock. I mean, you laughed at Ken. He kicked the chair up in the air, and Dana White shit himself.
No, he really did.
Yeah, I think that's the moment when Dana says, "I got to bulk up." But what I want to know, and I apologize if you've answered this question a lot of times already, but I just want to hear your version of it. I want to know what really happened to UFC 38 in London, out in the alley, the Lee Murray story. I want to hear your version of it, because I've heard so many versions. I want to hear from you yourself.
Well, I was there.
Lee Murray is a part of the mafia, so I'll leave it at that. I won't answer it.
Not even about Chuck back against the wall, knocking boys out left, right,
yeah, it was me and
Chuck was funny that night.
Me and Chuck and my friend Damien and my other friend Bo, who got sucker punched, and it seemed like us against the world. And I remember one of the cops came up to me and says, "Tito, you better stop him springing with mace." I was like, "Fucking spring."
I remember my wife said to Chuck, because Chuck was all fired up. My wife said to Chuck, your career. He's like, "This is my career." And he just went out, he knocked about 4 more people out. So you're gonna get Chuck? No, this is my. He's like, I haven't had this much fun since high school.
And then that actually was back when me and Chuck weren't friends, or no, I don't know. He lied so much. I think you guys were. He had your back. He had somebody. He had a lot. I like Chuck. I love Chuck, man. I want to see nothing but success for him. I've always been like that. The pictures are painted a little different than the truth, but people can see through the truth. And it is what it is.
That's good, man. Thanks for your time.
Cheers.
Cool. All right, we got time for 2 more. I apologize. We got to get to this gentleman because he's got the proper shirt on.
Yes, sir.
So we'll go here and we'll go there. I apologize, guys. Official weigh-ins are at 4 o'clock. UFC merchandise is available. We've got some great stuff. Jeff Wynn and his crew are here. So grab some UFC merchandise. Thank you very much. I also am going to announce the winner of the Fight Club in a second. We'll fire off these 2 last questions, and then we'll get ready for the weigh-ins. Go ahead, please.
Hi, Tito. Hi, Mike.
Nice to see you.
First off, I just want to thank you, Tito, for your inspiration to me, because I started my MMA career with you as an inspiration, and I've done that for 5 to 6 years with a lot of back problems, so I've had you as an inspiration there too. Now I have my own MMA club with over 200 members.
Wow, that's awesome. Congratulations.
My question is, will we see the grave digger with Forrest?
You never know.
We saw a Raider.
It's just when you have that excitement, man, just that, I can't explain the feeling. There's nothing like it. Yeah, possibly.
I want to see it. For the last time. For the fans.
Okay, I'll do this. I gotta win first, though. I don't count the chickens before they hatch. You gotta win first.
See, the People's Champ doesn't do that. Just Huntington Beach Bad Boy does that. Oh, by the way, can I call you Huntington Beach Bad Boy that night, please? Come on, seriously. You can't change it. You're not allowed.
I'm not a boy anymore, man.
It's trademarked. Come on. The People's Huntington Beach Bad Boy. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good luck with your club. That's awesome. Good luck. Awesome. Final question over here, and a fine shirt you're wearing.
Yeah, that's a beautiful shirt right there.
I have 2 questions for you.
You can have more than that if you want, because you're wearing a punishment shirt.
Who was the toughest opponent you faced and pulled off the win?
Toughest one had to be Randy Couture. You know, when I lost my world title. Every round, it felt like I was digging the hole deeper and I couldn't get out of it. It's just the positioning he had. I counted my chickens before they hatched. I was like, this 40-year-old man ain't beat me no possible way. Being a little too confident. And he beat me fair and square. I would have to say that was probably one of the losses that I took the hardest. When you lose a world title and you're on top of the world, literally when you're on top of the world, and all of a sudden, before the fight, there's 20 guys in your dressing room, and you lose your world title, you go back to the room, there's only 2 guys in your dressing room. It's funny how human nature is. They're around you when you're on top of the world, but when you're at the bottom of the barrel, they want nothing to do with you, and you find who your true friends are. And that night I did. And I look at it, like I say, I keep my friends, good friends, very, very close to me, and my enemies even closer. That's the way it is.
Last question. Do you like the hair?
Yeah, right? I love the hair. I love the shirt, too.
You won't feel it.
Yeah, right?
Oh, he wants to feel it so badly. Yeah. Please.
You must have a lot of depth in it.
No, I was kidding, seriously. If
I was a chick, I would like to touch your hair, but I'm not. I'm cool. I can still say you have a wonderful t-shirt on, though. And of course, you guys want to get any t-shirts just like that, you go to punishment.com.
Okay, and of course, go to UFCstore.com and get your UFC merchandise out there. And I want to award the Fight Club winner. This gentleman, sorry, you did not win this one. This man and a guest will be able to get a VIP backstage tour tomorrow night for UFC Fight Night here in Stockholm, Sweden. And congratulations goes to John Lawrenson. Is John here? John Lawrenson? John? Nobody's really happy for John, are they? Anyway, John has to see Bob. Where's Bob? All right, Bob's right there. John, come see Bob. Congratulations. Big round of applause for the future Hall of Famer, the People's Champ, Tito Ortiz. Thank you, Stockholm. Official weigh-ins in an hour. Thank you very much.
After a busy 2011 that saw him compete 4 times, including twice in the octagon, against Dustin Poirier and Michihiro Omagawa, England's Jason